Hello my friends, how's everyone doing today? Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. This is Sherry, my channel is Turquoise Dreaming. Welcome everyone into my craft room. So I'm doing a little crafting today, and it's because I am trying to maintain the organization and cleanliness of my craft room. So I showed you on Sundays, now I was showing you the reorganization of my craft room, and now I am showing you kind of the how I'm trying to, and I say trying because at times it's difficult, but you know, when you do a lot of crafting and you kind of have your little piles everywhere or one big pile, but yeah, I'm trying to show you how I am trying to maintain the organization of my craft room. So last Sunday I showed you a stack of scraps. So yes, I worked on those. I didn't work on them all week. I didn't work on them till yesterday. I was busy crafting, you know. So here is how I have what I've accomplished so far, and I'm going to finish this after this video because I'm doing this video on Saturday, so I will finish this. But here's a pile. This is the rest of the pile here. Oh, let's see. I think I missed a strip. Missed a couple of strips. Hold on. Yeah, I tried to get all the strips over here. So I divided. I take I'm using the paper strips this morning. This is Saturday morning and I'm doing this. So I took all my little papery strips out, and that's what I'm using right now. And then I separated the cardstock strips, which I have a bunch over by my sewing machine, so I'm going to do some sewing on them. But these are what was in that pile. And let me see what else I missed here. Oh, you know what? I think I had another pile that I had accumulated. That's what I did. I didn't get the second pile. So this is a pile from what I showed you last week, what's left. And, you know, I haven't put any of them away except I just separated out the strips. So these are the bigger, like, pieces that I would use for other things. So I'm going to put those in my Ziploc bags, which I have in my, what I call my scrap box. And if you want to see it again, and you haven't seen it, let me know in the comments, and I'll be glad to show you how I have that set up. But I have it as just to describe it. It is a box that I have with 4 Ziploc bags, and I have the scraps divided into small, medium, large, and neutral. So the neutral is all sizes, you know what I mean? It's just all in one bag, neutral. When I want to make a neutral background for something or some neutral ephemera, that's where I can go. Okay, so I had another pile where I was crafting this week that wasn't with the pile I showed you last week. See what I said, piles? So I had a few pieces in there that I did not separate out just now. So this looks like a strip. This looks like a strip. These are little red strips. See, this is not this. I don't call this a strip. This is more bigger than a strip, so that goes over there where I'm going to divide it up into the small, medium, and large. This is definitely a strip. This is actually a little bit bigger than a strip, so I'm going to put that over there. This too, all these are bigger. They're papery, and here, see, this is much bigger. This is piano paper. See what I mean? All these are bigger than your normal, kind of like your branding strips, pretty much, or a little bit bigger. So, see, these the ones I already had ready for the video, if they were a branding strip, I went ahead and cut off the little dotted line that they have where you're supposed to cut it, or if it's serrated, sometimes you can tear it off, but, or perforated, not serrated. But see, here's one with the line still. See how it's kind of like faint on this side, so I just turn it over where you can see it better on the white side, and I trim it off, and it's barely anything. And if you don't care for whatever you're doing with them, you don't even have to cut off that, just, you know, because I thought twice about cutting it off. Maybe I can just leave it, but I thought, no, for this purpose, you know, because if it's a really super pretty piece of paper and it doesn't have the hole in the middle, I have actually used it with, you know, just pretend like it's not there and just ignore it and just use it because it's such a pretty piece of paper and it doesn't have that hole in the middle, you know. So, you know, it just depends on what you're doing with your strip. That strip, that's not straight. See, that's why I did it before the video, so I could get all those done. But there's just a couple here, if I can do them real quick, because I could probably use up all of these strips right now with this little project, and I was going to do it off video, but I thought that it was a decent idea and that you guys would like to see what I'm doing, and I think it's going to be a little bit of fun. So, I mean, grab your strips and craft with me. Like I said, I'm using the papery. All you need is your papery scraps, or your papery strips, and I'm going to leave these like this for the moment. These are just red. This doesn't have any kind of perforation. This doesn't either. This does. This is from the top, the branding strip. But yeah, so just grab that, your papery strips, maybe scissors and a paper cutter, or either or both, and glue. All you need is just a few things for this little project. And some, I'm using cardstock, and I'm using white cardstock. Of course, you could use any color cardstock you want. So there's all my strips I hope to use up right now. And this is cardstock. Now, I salvaged these. What was that? Just saw something. Oh, here's some little holes right here. Yeah, I'll have to cut that off. But that doesn't feel like... This is cardstock. This doesn't feel like cardstock. This feels like paper. Okay, let me put that over there. But I got all this cardstock. See all this? I salvaged it from work, my office. They use dividers for certain projects, and these particular dividers had, tabs on them, and the tabs were used, and they said they didn't want to keep them, like they didn't want to reuse them. So I said, hey, can I take those home? Because it's a fairly new job that I'm at. And I didn't want to just assume I could take them home. And they said, yes, if you cut off tabs, because they might have names and things on them that, they don't want outside of the office. So that's what I did. So that's why I had this nice, neat little kind of rectangle here of cardstock that I brought home. And so, yeah, I look forward to bringing lots of white cardstock home. And so I'm going to make today some card bases. This idea came into my head because I want to make a Mother's Day card for my mom, but I don't have time to make the card right this second. I don't have time to make the whole card. This is Saturday. I got stuff going on today. I work full time, blah, 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 whatever. So I thought, let me make some card bases because I want to make cards, birthday cards, Mother's Day, Father's Day, whatever. And I usually just don't get around to it because I don't want to, it's like I don't want to take time to sit down and make a whole card outside and inside. So I thought, let me take my strips here, pretty strips. And now I've used these from the last few, like they were just out here on my desk over here. And so I've used them from the last few projects, like journals that I've made. And so they all kind of coordinate pretty much. So I thought, well, that's kind of handy at the moment because they all coordinate, and I can just make some quick cards with matching strips here and have card bases. So I'm just going to decorate the front. So I'm going to make a big one like this, and I'm going to make some small ones. I'm going to cut up some of these cardstock pieces and make a small one. So let's get to gluing here before we run out of time, before we even start making a card. So I'm just going to start laying them down. I think that I will use my art glitter glue. And so something I've been doing this week. Okay, so if you use art glitter glue, you know how it is. This little nozzle. Even I cleaned mine out recently. I took the whole thing off. You can do that. Don't, if you're new to art glitter glue, you can take the whole black piece off. This little silver tip, take it in your kitchen. Just make sure that you put your drain stopper in your sink as far as enough to let the water out, but enough to keep this if you happen to, I don't think I've ever dropped it. But if I did, I'm paranoid I'm going to drop it. It's going to go right down the drain, this little silver tip. So I always put my little thing in there so when I'm washing this. So I just took the whole thing out, took this off, took it in there and washed it out with some warm water. And I have to do that more often than I think well, I just did that a couple months ago, but then there it is again, not flowing, right? That's how art glitter glue is. It seems like it gets built up in there inside, especially this black one probably, and maybe even a little bit in the silver tip. It just gets built up in there and doesn't let glue through as fast as you would like. So this is, I think I just did that like a week ago, washed it all out. So this is how it's flowing at the moment. Not that it wouldn't decide to stop, stop working any second now. But I'm going to just put some strips down here with my art glitter glue. And then, so something else I'm going to show you with the art glitter glue. I'm going to cut these all off at the same time, but I'm going to try to get these straight for one thing. And I'm just eyeballing it, so that might be a mistake, but that is what I'm going with. So, I think that's crooked. Let's see. I'm going to leave that one because it's already starting to glue. But the other thing I've been doing this week, this whole week, I started just taking this, since I washed it all out, this is easily pops off. I can pull it off easily without prying it off or something with pliers or something. So I've been using this just black tip. So if you need a little bit more glue than just a silver tip, you can use this black tip. You don't have to use that silver tip all the time. Let's use this one next. I don't want to use more glue than I need, so it's a little bit tricky here. Let me kind of fold it here where it's going to hit the edge here. And so, yeah, you can use just this tip, see, and don't squeeze it too hard. Of course, this is, obvious. I'm just saying it just to, let you know what I'm doing. As I used it this week, I was like, okay, yeah, this works. This works really great. Just use this black tip when I want more glue, and I don't need that fine stream of glue. See, I've just got, it's still a fine stream, and don't squeeze the bottle too hard. If you squeeze the bottle hard, of course you're going to get more glue out, right? So I've been doing that this week, and I've been really enjoying, not fighting with my glue as much to get it out of that little fine tip. And then one of my subbies, thank you so much, you know who you are, said to me in the comments, which I should have actually done some research on it, but I've never heard anyone else say it. I don't know if I said this in a previous video or not, but I don't think I have let you know what she told me. She enlightened me, and I thank you so much because it was such a great tip and such great information that I should have known. But what it was, let's see what I want next here, is that art glitter glue was the reason it has glitter, the name glitter in it. I'm going to use the same thing here. Maybe I'll alternate this one for a minute. But the reason it has, see what I'm doing, putting a white space in between here. So the reason it has the glitter in the name of art glitter glue is because it was made to use with glitter. So you can put a fine stream of glitter on your project, and then put of glue on your project, a fine stream of glue, and then put your glitter on there. So you don't have, you can control your glitter when you put it on a project. So I hope that makes sense. I hope they said that in a logical manner there. But when she said that, I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. That's why they have that little fine tip on there. And that's why they have, of course, the name Art Glitter Glue in the name. Because I just accepted it for, okay, whatever. It has the name glitter in it, but it's not for glitter. But it really was actually originally for using with glitter. But, of course, it's great for all things. Like it says on the bottle. I think it says paper, whatever. It says, I read it this past week after I read that comment. I was like, what does it say on the bottle here? Does it say, and it actually does say something there on the bottle about what you can use it for. But that is why it has the name of Art Glitter Glue in the name. That's why it has the glitter in it, in the name. So, okay, so I've got 3 strips here, and I just cut those off in case I wanted to use the other end. And just be careful when see how I did it on the fold there? I really should do it the other way if I'm going to stick them out here. so that I don't cut off my fold. If you're doing it where it's coming out on your fold, just be careful you don't cut your fold off there, because then your card will not be the same as you originally hoped it to be. So let's see, I just want to make sure these are even over here. It looks like I have a little bit sticking out. Okay, so I might, I'm going to do this. This is what I'm doing. And let's see, where's that green strip? Yeah, see, now I can use the other ends that I just cut off over here. I think I am going to do it that other way this time. And so you see how pretty that is with a little bit of, instead of putting your strips right next to each other, have a little bit of white. Or you can use any color of cardstock, right? You can use any color of cardstock that you want, you know, as your base. Maybe you have a set of card making kit or something, and you have different colors, or you just have a pack of different colored cardstock. I was thinking of using black because I like black as a background because it, you know, makes things pop. So what I could do is use, because the reason I chose my white today instead of the black is because I wanted to leave the inside open for writing a note or putting a sentiment and writing or something later. So that's the reason I use white today, but I could have layered it, you know. I could use the white background or whatever background, choose another color for, let me see if this is going to actually fit on here before I glue this. Yeah. So I could have used another color to layer under these strips, and then the, you know, and then the strips, or I could use the base here, whatever color my base is, do a separate piece of paper as another layer, like a little bit smaller than this piece, you know, like and get a matting effect, like when you do with a picture, make it like a matte almost. So a second color, and then put the strips on that second piece, and then just glue that at one solid piece onto the front of the card. And so my idea is to, or what I'm thinking, not necessarily my idea, but what I'm thinking is that I will, so let me see, I don't know if I have any more of this green polka dotty here. I might have to finish it out with another color. Let's see what I have. Oh, here's a piece, a little thin one. So that's cool, something different. So yeah, what I'm thinking is that I will have some of these cards ready to go like this, already decorated. Use up my strips like this, and then when I need, like when I go to make my Mother's Day card, which is I think the next card, because I don't have another birthday or anything until, you know, after Mother's Day in the year for my family and stuff, you know, friends and things. So what I will do is have these card bases, and then I'll pick one out. Like this one would be a great Mother's Day card because of the colors. I think these colors would be really pretty on a Mother's Day card. And then I will, you know, I will add some things to it. So I'll get out my embellishments, or my stamping, you know, my stamps, and see what I can put together for, you know, Happy Mother's Day, Happy Birthday, whatever I need like that. So, all right, we are getting there. So this gives you the idea. I might not be able to use all of these strips up on because it's taken longer than I thought it would to glue down these strips, but look how pretty that is. And look at all the strips I've used up. Okay, I need one more piece. Let me see if I have any more. Did I cut off? That one's too small. Let's see. I have, let me see. Flowers, or I need the green. Let me see. What do I have here? No. Oh, here's something. It's a green piece. It's a green piece. Perfect. Awesome. Look at that. So that'll go right there. And that'll be my last piece on this card. Isn't that funny? It worked out just perfectly. I would like to do a small one with you too, though. Let's see if we can get this piece on here, and then we'll do a small card real quick because I want to see what it looks like, and maybe you do too. So yeah, and see, I'm still using that black tip, but just barely squeezing. See, just get a little, you can still get a little bead of glue and not fight with your little metal tip there. So there we go. Isn't that pretty? So I'm just doing the fronts. I'm not doing the backs ever. I'm not. I don't mean never. I mean, I don't think I would want to do the backs. I think I'll do a little sentiment. If I have something that I can put in as a sentiment here, I will, and then I can write a note here or down here, and I might see if I have a little stamp or something to put on the back, you know, like some flowers or butterflies, you know, like that. So there's that one. And you can round the corners if you want. You want to try that? Let's see how that looks. Let's round the corners real quick on this one. I think that would be pretty with rounded corners. You don't have to round the corners, of course. I just want to see what it looks like with rounded corners. So this is ready to go. When I want to make a Mother's Day card, I'll have this ready. So cool, right? And it's so pretty. Okay, let's see if we can make a smaller one. So I guess probably with this piece, next piece, I could get 2 out of here. So I think what I would do is fold it, make a little fold here, a little fold mark, and cut this in half. So this is, you know, it was originally letter size, or 8.5 by 11 approximately. So this is just a little bit smaller than that because I cut off the tab that was here, and I think there were holes over here. Yeah, there were holes over here. So I cut off the holes and the tab, and this is what I ended up with. So now I'm going to take this and fold it in half. So I'll have some small cards too. So these can be little note cards. They can be little thank you cards. They can be any card too. They can be a little birthday card if you want to have a little birthday card for a friend to slip in a package that you're mailing, or with a gift that you're giving someone. So let's see what we can do in the next few minutes that I have here. So I'm going to just, the rest of the colors kind of go together. So we'll see what I can get together here. Let's see, I've got, let me just, well, I don't really have time to be finicky here. So let's just kind of go with it, you know what I mean? Get it done. I could pause and organize, but I gotta go do some stuff too. I gotta go and get ready. My son is coming over for late, I guess it's a late lunch. When he comes over, when my boys come over here with their wife, daughter, and girlfriend. I have 2 boys, so they come over with their, anyway. One has a wife and a daughter, one has a girlfriend. So they come over on Saturdays for lunch, in case you're new to my channel. And it's a late lunch. So they come over and they get here about 2 o'clock. So we eat late lunch. And then we play games. And that's our family get together because, you know, they're grown and they have their, you know, life now outside of my house. So I just am glad they live close and that they are willing to come over and spend some time with us, you know. So, yeah, they do that. We do that. Every other week they come here, and every other week we go to my oldest son's house. And someday, hopefully my younger son will join into the fun. Let's do this one next. Join into the lunch or dinner fun, whatever. When we go to my older son's house, he likes us to come over at 4. So it's more like dinner at his house, and then it's lunch at our house. They like to come over here. When they come over here a little earlier so they can get home and take care of things or do whatever they want to do on Saturday night. So, not that they go out or anything. They just, my one son has a daughter, so her bedtime, you know, kind of early. She's only 2, so her bedtime is early, and so they need to get her home and fed and bathed and whatever, you know, all that kind of stuff. So yeah. And then sometimes his wife works on pretty much every other Saturday. So he likes to get home for her too and have dinner ready for her and things like that. So yeah, it all works out. So I don't want to do this one next because I don't want to do every other. I want to see if I have another one that will go in here. I've got yellows and turquoises in here. This one would actually fit in the mix, I think. So let's do this one next. This will be pretty. I didn't cut off the little strip on this one, but you can barely kind of see it there. So yeah, this one I'm kind of cutting off. I'm trying to cut it so that I don't cut off too much, you know. That's why I left it on and cut it after last time on the other card, because I didn't want to cut off too much. But if I see that, now that one was perfect, but if I don't cut off enough, I can always cut off the extra, but I just don't want to cut off too much. So you can do things in between the white strips too. On the white strips in between, you can outline your strips if you want to try that. Like make a little black or brown or whatever color you want. Maybe make a little, you know, outline. Or you can like almost even doodle in between if you wanted to. So let's do, let's see if I have another color that would fit. So we use that one to finish out this one. This one I don't have enough brown because that hole is in the middle there. So I don't want to put a hole in the middle, of course. So, but this I can use. Let's see, do I have any more of that brown? Because that really worked out well there. I can use green. Here's some green, lighter green. Let's use this one. I kind of wanted to do a random one too, you know, like just not too thinking about it too much and just kind of just glue strips down and see what happens, like a masterboard almost, but I'm not cutting it up. It's already cut up. So yeah, I think that my time is going to run out, so I will finish this one up. But anyway, this was enough to give you the idea, I think. If you want to use up some strips and you want, if you've never made a card before, I think this would be a really easy way to make a card. So if you have a stamp, a rubber stamp, you know, that says happy birthday or happy Mother's Day or thank you or anything like that, you can stamp that on another piece of cardstock, whatever color you think might go with your card. That's my dog, not my dog, my son's dog that I'm watching this week. That little, she's shaking. She goes home today, or today or tomorrow. I'm not sure which one, because my younger son was out of town. But anyway, yeah, you can stamp whatever sentiment, thank you, whatever, on a piece of cardstock and then glue that to the top of this. Or you can not glue anything. You know, I mean, just use your imagination. But I just wanted to give you this idea of how I was cleaning up my craft room this week. I could have just thrown all these in one of the bags, but I didn't want to just throw it in the bag. I wanted to, use it. So let's see, what else do I have here real quick to finish this one up. Let's see, we have another bit of that. Yeah, let's use this one again next because I use that one up there. So, you know, you could use up, I'll have to show you, I'll have to use up all these papery strips. I'll show you how many I have left real quick here in just a second. Just trying to finish this card if I can. But yeah, I think what I might do is I try to finish up these strips making cards like this, card bases. I'm going to call them card bases because I don't feel like they're done. They're ready for me to do whatever. And then I will come back and show you how many I got out of just that little bit of strips that I think I already showed you. So let's see what we have and what we use now. This one, oh, I used that one. Well, I don't really have, oh, this one, okay. Yeah, that would be perfect. On the bottom here, yep, see how it works out? It really works out in the end, doesn't it? You can just find whatever strips fit on your piece, use up your strips, and have some. And you could leave them just like this. I mean, they're gorgeous just like this, aren't they? Aren't they pretty? And just, hold on. Hold on. That is my timer telling me time is up, like a little alarm. This is a new one I used. because I got tired of the old one I use. It's on my TV, a little timer on YouTube, so you can put it up on your TV and see the time ticking down when you're crafting and you're doing a video, if in case you do videos. That's what I do to keep track of my time in a very apparent fashion right in front of my face. So there we go. There's that one. Here's the other one. Aren't they pretty? Isn't that gorgeous? So you could use them just like this. They'd be so pretty. I mean, if you gave somebody this as a thank you card and you wrote a note in here, wouldn't they be impressed? Like, wow, that is so pretty. I mean, people that don't do paper crafting are easily impressed. If you've ever, I've had that experience. You know what I mean? Like, wow, how did you? That is so pretty. You know. So here's my strips that I have left. Right here, quite a few still, but I used up quite a few too. But so I can get, you know, I'll come back and show you how many cards I get from that little pile, is what my point was in showing you that pile. And I think we'll both be amazed at how many cards I get out of it, right? So thank you for watching today. I hope you enjoyed that little craft session and idea for today and for cleaning up your craft room. And I'll see you in my next video. Have a great day.